Hey there. If you're thinking about getting out there on the road with the big rigs and driving a rig, an RV, or even a bus, then have we got great news for you.
Southwest Truck Driver Training can get you trained and rolling in as little as 4 weeks. They offer lifetime job placement support. They have special military programs, a financial aid program, including grant applications, and so much more to offer you.
Plus, they're family-owned business right here in the Southwest. They have world-class training for Class A and B CDLs, hazmat endorsement training, RV training, and, of course, a refresher course if you need one. And did we mention they have 3 locations, which are Phoenix, Tucson, and North Las Vegas?
So we don't know why you're sitting there channel surfing on a TV when you could be learning to drive and roll down the road to earning a great living today.
Go to their website, swtdt.com, to learn more about Southwest Truck Driver Training to shift your career into high gear.
Tell them you heard about them on the 18 Wheel Talk podcast show. We love them. You will too.
Hey, it's Patrick with the 18 Wheel Talk podcast show. On this episode, Janet and I go over a list of roughly, about 15 things that will save you on fuel while driving. So we compiled a list of different ways that you can save on fuel. I know fuel prices are coming down, but it's still an expense. And we come up with a list of ways that we've tried them, and we figured we'd pass it on to you on different ways that we save on gas and fuel, and we want to pass it along to you. So we hope you enjoy the show.
Break 19 for radio check.
18 Wheels.
Welcome to the 18 Wheel Talk podcast show.
We're a podcast for truckers, about truckers, by truckers.
Coaching generations of drivers while guiding them on their path to success.
Fueling them with knowledge and passion for trucking.
Navigating the industry 1 mile at a time.
Spark the revolution.
Ready?
You ready?
Ready.
And action.
When?
When what?
When what?
When what?
When are we actioning live and recording?
Right now.
Hi.
What's up?
Me? What's up with you?
Me?
Was ist los, mi amigo?
Hi.
3 languages in 3 seconds.
Oh,
My God, buffet.
Cheese and rice.
Oh, we like cheesy rice here.
I like cheesy rice.
But it really likes sticking around me, literally around me.
What?
Yeah, I didn't stutter much.
Anyways.
Yes, what are we talking about
Welcome to
today?
the 18 Wheel Talk podcast show.
I like imitating you when you do that.
Okay.
We're helping truckers and travelers live a
Healthier, happier life
in their
behind the wheel.
pursuit of a happier, healthier life behind the wheel.
Either way you want to say it, it's still the same.
Same old, same old.
Same.
Just try to-
helping truckers and travelers
Yes.
in their pursuit of health, happiness, and a better life behind the wheel.
Behind the wheel. Because
Or-
if you're driving or you're sitting in the jump seat or in an RV
Or if you're
in the back,
stuttering, it's behind the wheel.
If
We're
Janet typed it,
behind
it's
the wheel.
if Janet typed it, it's behind the wheel, not behind. Because sometimes Janet's fingers stutter.
What? Stop
And
it.
Patrick doesn't spell check her all the time, and my computer
What?
recognizes my mistypes, just like my phone does.
I know, right? It's like your emoji.
My
Your emoji
phone
text.
recognizes whales kisses.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it.
You don't want to taco about it?
I don't want to taco about it.
I like tacos.
Yeah, I know you do.
Oh, my God, do I like tacos.
Understatement. Okay.
Anywho, welcome to the show. Today, we are going to, I know gas prices are coming down, but we're going to try to give you some tips on, we got about,
15, 20 things
about 15, 20 things that you could do to save gas.
while you're driving.
And I don't mean the stuff that comes out the back end. I'm talking about gasoline.
Could you save some gas over there, too?
Or diesel.
Your fuel. Save your fuel.
Or diesel.
Yeah, save your fuel.
Know what I mean?
Because no matter how much it's coming down, even when they say, oh, it was only $3.19 a gallon a year ago. I'm sorry, $3.19 a gallon's expensive.
It is. It is very expensive.
Burr.
I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
It's expensive.
When you drive a big rig and you're paying, I paid $1,000 to fill. That's expensive.
Expensive. I agree.
No yolks.
No yolks involved.
None at all.
Anyways.
Broke a few eggs for that joke, but no yolks. I'm here all day.
Oh, my God. Can we get to the show, please?
Please.
Okay.
What's
up?
So the first tip,
So what's up?
you would think the first tip.
possibly have you got?
Look at you. You even knew to call me amiga and not amigo. Oh, my God, Patrick, you're paying attention. What am I going to do with you?
Oh, a butterfly.
Okay. So the first tip is easier said than done.
Easier said than done, huh?
Yeah, drive less.
Really, drive less.
Yeah, well,
Well,
at home when you're running errands and drive less.
Well, try to drive less. So in that situation, try to plan your route.
Which is further down the list.
But try to plan things accordingly so that you're not like going here and then coming back past the house to go there, to go back and to go there and then come home.
Yes.
Do a roundabout trip. Plan it out.
Well, and I drive less by actually staying at home sometimes.
Yeah.
And doing all my trips in one day.
Exactly. Try to tackle as much as you can
in one trip.
When you leave the house.
Yeah.
So that way you're not going out, coming back. Start.
Well,
stop.
And when I was over the road, I know we keep going back to that, but we are both retired truckers.
Oh, yeah.
I would go
That's why we call it 18-wheel talk.
I know. I would go and get all my stuff together for my truck.
Wow, you froze. You had freeze face for a second.
Wow.
I know, right? That was weird. You're like,
I would go and get all my stuff together for my truck, like all my shopping done, and then I would bring it home, get everything together, all my pre-cooking and everything else done, pack everything in my cooler, pack everything in my bags, and in one trip, take it all to my rig.
uh-huh.
Park my rig. And I wouldn't do this like the night before. I would do this like an hour before and park my rig and get in my rig and go.
Uh-huh.
Rather than, I know some people take it like the day before, get their rig all nice and pretty and set up, and then they drive home and sleep the night, and then they drive an hour before
I wonder who you're talking about.
so they can finish setting their truck up, because that's what you want to do, is waste all that gas driving back and forth to your rig 10 times.
Don't you know you're making tons of money as a truck driver?
Yeah, right. So... And if you're in an RV...
Back in the day...
And if you're in an RV or you're pulling a camper, I'm pretty much guessing you've got it somewhere near your house. Pull it up to your house and walk from your door.
Most people have if you own an RV, it's
somewhere close.
It's either in the driveway...
Backyard,
you
side
have an
yard.
RV gate, which will allow you to back it into the backyard, side yard.
Yeah.
You have an alley to
And
drive
you're
it
just
in the back.
Walking back and forth after you've got it fueled and ready to go, you're getting, and all your propane tanks and everything filled. You're walking stuff back and forth from your house to your RV, getting everything ready. You're not running trips in the RV.
Yeah.
So. That was the easy one.
That was the easy one. Drive less. That's what she says. She says drive less.
Or take the motorcycle.
Yeah, or ride two wheels.
Yeah, that's all.
Warming up and cooling down the car.
Shorter times.
Yeah, just kind of pay attention where you park. If you have a shady area, a carport, a garage, anything out of the sun in the summertime will keep your car cooler. Sunscreens.
Yep.
You can put some sort of towel over the steering wheel. Helps, especially out here in Arizona, where it doesn't matter. Everything's hot. Doesn't matter what time of year.
Well, especially in the summer.
Yeah. In the wintertime, park in the sun.
It keeps the ice and snow off your car. It makes it melt quicker.
Depending on where you live.
Yeah.
So just pay attention to your surroundings.
Yeah.
Like
park
I said, if it's summertime, find a shady area to park. If you can't find a shady area, make sure you got window screens.
Yeah, they make a huge difference. They really do. And
they
some people
at least will cool the temperature of the car at, I'd say, 10 degrees.
Yeah, some of them claim to cool it like 40 degrees, depending on where you live.
Yeah.
I don't know, but they do make a difference.
Window tint does help.
Window tint definitely helps.
know.
Make sure you're within your state law
Yep.
to do that.
Check with your state laws before having your windows tinted. I know people that
I used
darken them out and then get pulled over, and then they got to peel it out.
Yeah.
So that's just a waste of money.
I had curtains that pulled across the front of my rig. They didn't pull across the back half. They pulled all the way across the front of my window.
Oh, right, the windshield, yeah.
The windshield. But I also had a window screen I put in for the summer when I was down here.
Uh-huh.
I'd put that window screen in that reflected,
Yep.
and then I'd pull those curtains because that made a huge difference
Oh,
in
God,
the summer,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, the window screen reflects the sun out.
And then the curtain
kept the cool in.
kept the cool in.
Yeah,
It's
makes
like a
sense.
double duty, and people are like, oh, how did you take all that time? I'm like,
Well, those
oh
curtains
my gosh,
are made,
that 45 seconds, really?
but those yeah, right. Those curtains are genuinely made to keep the light out so that the trucker can sleep.
Yes.
They're like blackout curtains.
Yeah. They don't always keep the heat out, though.
No, but
keep
they
the
will.
sun out.
They will keep the sun out. They'll keep the light out. They won't keep the heat out necessarily. That's why window screens do help.
So when we mention this, it's because when you idle your car for longer, like longer than a minute, you're starting to waste fuel. And plus greenhouse gases.
Yep. Everybody's earth conscious now.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
If you don't have a dash cam in your semi and you went and spent all that money on it, do you really think that you and your truck are protected against John Q. Public? We don't. That is why we recommend Rexing USA cameras and equipment. Whatever it is you are looking for, whether it be a dash cam, a body cam, a trail cam, or similar, they probably have it.
Nearly every new vehicle coming out has a dash cam, and there is a reason for it: litigation. Yes, welcome to America, the land of litigation. So the best thing you can do is to protect what you own with video and pictures.
And their dash cams, boy, let me tell you, their cams do a lot. They have 170-degree ultra-wide angle lenses that will automatically lock in the last video if it feels a vibration from an accident. It has a supercapacitor battery backup that is better than lithium for extreme heat or cold. Add in loop recording, a mobile app, and parking monitoring, and more.
And yes, now you have a really great package for this company of cameras. So come on, check it out at 18wheeltalk.com/dashcam. That's 18wheeltalk.com/dashcam. Some of us have been Earth conscious longer than others. I'm just going to say Al Gore, and I agree with him.
You know?
You know?
Mean, yes, some more than others.
Some not at all.
Yes.
Some don't care. They're just
gonna do it.
yeah. So,
But anyways, now that people are more conscious of it, you know, so that just these are just our suggestions.
and our opinions.
All right. Buy gas early or later in the day.
And
Don't
if
buy
you're
it
in
at
Phoenix, real late.
Yeah. Don't buy it at peak sunshine, hottest
Yeah.
point of the day, because
They say that gas is cooler earlier in the day and more dense.
right, where once you heat up gasoline, it expands. So basically, if you're buying 10 gallons of gas early in the morning, you get more gas for your money versus later in the day when it's expanded.
Yeah,
That's
gas density
the-
falls and you get less gas when you pump.
That's the theory. That's the theory behind. That's the science right there.
All I know is when I delivered fuel, they didn't care when we delivered.
Welcome to the Pat and Janet Science Show.
There you go.
That's your science.
Yes. So, next up is slow down and drive steady. I'm a big supporter of the cruise control.
Yep, cruise control, yeah. If you can use it, use it.
Even if you're on a city street, if the speed limit's 44.
44.
Say 45 miles an hour,
You're not on Route 44.
and you happen to catch a green light at just the right time where it's green when you're going, just perfectly, you can usually, in some cities like Phoenix, set your cruise for 45 and time your lights just perfect where you never have to touch your brakes, never have to touch your fuel.
Yep.
Which is really nice because you really save on fuel by not having to break down, by not having to brake suddenly and speed back up. When you brake hard and speed back up,
down.
yeah, when you brake hard and speed back up, you use more fuel and you use your brakes more. You waste your brakes more too.
Yep. Well, and with that driving steady, like if you're approaching a light, ease off the gas pedal because it may turn green by the time you get there, and you will be able to just ease back onto the throttle.
Yeah,
instead
it
of braking.
decreases your drag because when you drive fast, it increases your drag. There we go, the Janet and Pat Science Show.
Yeah.
And that increases
Y'all
your
didn't know we were that
consumption.
smart, did you?
Well,
Hey,
we did come to one of our favorite subjects, cars.
But these are life learned lessons.
True.
I mean, we didn't just wake up one morning and say, "Hey, I got an idea."
Yeah, I got an idea.
No, we actually it's practiced. Well, we've been trained in our brain because we're truck drivers, because trucks have so much drag to them.
And it takes a long time to come to a stop, and you pay attention to lights and things.
This is how you can save on fuel.
Yes.
This is how you can save on your drag. This is how you save on your brakes.
This is also what we're talking about on the next one, which talks about monitor how and when you brake.
Exactly.
Braking excessively wastes gas because you're braking hard, wasting gas because you're speeding up faster.
Not only that is your wear and tear on your vehicle.
Your brakes in your vehicle, your suspension and everything.
You're going to be replacing your brakes. You keep that shit up, you'll be replacing your brakes.
Young man, how many times have I told you not to brake so hard?
Cheese and rice. I like cheesy rice.
You brought that up already. How many times can we bring? I like cheesy quinoa.
You brought up cheesy rice before we went on the air.
Was that before or was that after?
Was because you were like, did I hide it? Did I not hide it? Stop! I don't want to talk about it.
Fine.
And then I said I like tacos.
Oh, let's not talk about it. Okay. Anyway.
All right. So, to reiterate what we're doing, we are talking about 15, 20 things that you could do to save fuel, gas. It's fuel if you're driving a big rig,
or
it's
a diesel.
gas if you're driving a car. Okay,
or a
There's a difference. Truck. You don't put gas in a diesel vehicle, so they call it fuel or
diesel.
diesel.
I know some people that have. It didn't work out too well.
It runs really rough. It'll run, but it'll run really rough. It'll buck like a bull. Anyway, so to rehash out, so far we got drive less, pay attention to where you park. When you want, winter, summertime for warmer, cooler, because running the car, greenhouse gases.
Idling less helps save fuel.
Number 3 was buy your gas early in the morning.
That really helps.
Or late in the day.
At night. Yeah.
Because of the density of the gas.
Drive slower. Well, steadier. A more even pace.
Yeah. Slow down and drive steady.
Yeah. When you speed up hard, it really does affect your fuel consumption.
Yep. And number 5 was monitor how and when you brake.
Yes.
When you braking excessively wastes gas.
Yes,
it also wears on your brakes. So when you're coming up to a street light, just ease off the throttle
if it's red.
Because, like I said, it may turn green by the time you get there, and actually have to come to a stop.
Do you know what I did?
But don't wait till the last minute to hit your brakes, though. I mean, be ready to stop. Don't just Pat and Janice had just coast up to the light. That's why I got in an accident. The light didn't turn green.
I do love you.
Next thing you know, we get a knock on the door.
Can you pay for my lawyer?
Yeah,
No.
Somebody blamed you guys for their accident.
No.
I don't believe it. Wasn't us.
There's actually people that don't realize that the crosswalk signs are attached to the street lights. That you can watch the numbers go down on the crosswalk.
I know. When it gets to one,
When it gets to
when
one,
it gets to 0, the light will turn yellow.
in the opposite direction.
Yep.
So if their crosswalk is getting to 0, your light will turn green pretty soon, more
Yep.
than likely. Turn lane, if it's a
Yeah,
before
if you
turn,
can see the numbers counting down,
you got a chance of your light turning green
your,
sooner.
your light is going to, almost within a 3-second count, it's
Well-
going to be green.
No, because if you have a lagging left, yes. If you have a prior left, no.
Okay.
Lagging left is, people that go straight go first.
Okay.
And if it's a lagging left, that means the left-hand turners go last.
Okay.
If it's a normal left, people that turn left
Is this
go first.
Janet science or is this
No,
science?
it's called lagging left.
Oh, okay.
If you have
I just thought you had something wrong with
No,
your left side or something.
the left turn lane,
Okay.
if there's a left-hand arrow,
Mhm.
the left-hand arrow goes first.
Oh, gotcha.
It takes
Oh,
longer for the person to go
gotcha.
straight.
Gotcha.
If it's a lagging left, the people that go straight first go, and the lagging left goes last.
Gotcha.
Now you know it's called a lagging left.
Whoa.
Oh my God! Now you know.
All right. Here we
Okay.
go.
So, turn off your engine. If you have to idle excessively while you're waiting for someone,
Yeah, turn the car off.
turn
Wait.
the car off.
Why waste the gas? I mean, if it's 110 in the shade and you need the AC, I get it
Yes.
in Arizona. But if it's like, 50, 60, 70, even 80 degrees out with a small breeze, roll the windows down.
Yeah,
Get-
roll your
get that
windows down
fresh
a little,
air.
get some fresh air. Unless you're in that neighborhood where you feel the need to have Maybelline with you, then maybe just roll them down a little bit and keep your doors locked.
You just keep Maybelline where she is. She don't need to come out.
She likes it out in the fresh air.
I don't care. She
So-
don't need to be out. You just
Okay,
leave her be.
Fine. Okay.
Okay.
So,
Number 7 would be eliminate wind resistance.
what's the wind resistance?
Remove unneeded car racks, carriers, roof racks.
My hair out the window?
No, that's
Okay, just checking.
that's fine. That's fine hair. You should
Oh,
be all
okay.
right. It'd be like my hair out the window.
Oh, that'd be really
That-
wind
that-
resistance.
That's definite wind
Okay.
resistance.
But yeah, it's like the one neighbor we have. I've never seen him with anything towed or anything on the front or anything on top of his vehicle. He's got a big winch on the front of his little bitty SUV. He's got a roof rack.
Okay.
And he's got a big rack on the back of his SUV. You would think that he's like always
Well,
camping or
he's
something.
he's probably one of those adventurers that goes 4-wheeling somewhere, so he's got to have all that stuff to pull himself out. He's got
Yeah,
a jack.
that's-
He's
it's
got
not-
a jack on the front. He's got a winch on the front.
Yeah, he's got a winch.
He's got.
I've seen her.
He's got a. Yeah, right. He's
He
got
lives
a
with
rack. He's got a rack in
No,
the
she doesn't. She's really flat chested.
the car has, or the SUV has a rack that holds extra gas and stuff like that. So it's set up for 4-wheeling.
It's a really small 4-wheeling. You talking about the guy down there?
Down where?
Down there. I'm not going to say because if he's listening, I don't
Around
want
the
him
corner?
to be around the corner down there.
I thought he was down the end of the street by Subi.
No.
Oh, then it's not the same guy.
Not the same guy.
I'm talking about Subi down there.
No, I'm not talking about Subi down there.
All right.
I'm talking about another neighbor. Anyway,
Anyways,
So-
back on topic.
avoid gas stations near the highway because they almost always cost more. If you just go
Yeah, if you
a
c-
couple
if you could
blocks
help
off
it,
the
yeah.
highway,
Yeah.
you could save 20 cents a gallon.
Almost
Well,
almost literally 20
There's
cents more a gallon.
2 Circle K's on Baseline Road here in Tempe
Yep.
off of I-10.
Uh-huh.
One is about a block off of I-10. One is a block further. They're almost always 10 cents price difference between the two.
Yeah.
Almost
No.
always.
Yeah.
Sometimes more.
I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah, I'm just saying. It's like, wow.
But, yeah, I've seen it. The closer to major highways,
The more
the more expensive the gas is. Why? I don't know. They just think they can get away with it because
Well, they can because
because of
people are scared.
location.
People are scared to get too far away from a highway if they're in a city they don't know. They're like, "Oh my God, I don't know east
can't
from west
go.
from north
You're gonna
from
drive
south."
2
And
miles to find food anyways. You might as well get gas while you're at it.
People are scared of getting lost.
Don't go to the McDonald's off the highway. Go to the Wendy's down the road.
So
Or
anyway,
go to Arby's. They have the meat.
yeah, this is true. So Next, we're on
We're on
number 9.
Well, number nine.
Number
Number
9.
on the list. All right. 9.
Don't wait until your tank is almost empty to fill up. My dad taught me that when we were kids. He was real big about it. If it gets below half a tank, between a third and half a tank, you fill the car up. You don't wait until it's on.
Yeah, don't wait till it's empty because
Then you're stuck paying.
Yeah.
And people say, oh, I got AAA. I got AAA Plus, which we do. It's no problem. They'll bring me gas.
Twice.
At $8 a
Yeah,
gallon,
at
they'll bring
twice
you
the
gas.
amount,
Yeah.
Monitor your tires.
Yes.
Underinflated tires tend to wear out quicker and waste gas.
Yes.
Usually,
Huge difference in mileage, surprisingly.
Yes, usually here's a little bonus tip. Usually inside the driver's door is a sticker that has the manufacturer's suggested air pressure. So the tire may be rated for 40 pounds, but the manufacturer may say 32 pounds.
That's a huge difference.
But for optimal fuel economy, and that's all that is. That's all that sticker is for.
Okay.
Find your and now we have an SUV, and it can use 2 different tire sizes. So
Yes.
there's 2 different
recommendations. Yes. Okay.
just
so
because the tire says in maximum inflation
doesn't mean
doesn't mean go that high.
Yeah. If it says pressure up to 45 pounds, that doesn't mean put 45 to 50 in.
Yeah, that means up to.
Yeah.
Like I said, manufacturer suggested. It means that they've tested tires of that size
and they
on that vehicle,
work up to that.
and they
I
know.
can give a perfect example.
Okay.
My doctor says that I could, at my height, weigh up to 200 pounds and be healthy.
Uh-huh.
That doesn't mean he wants me to.
So what are you saying?
I should never get up to that weight.
You should weigh for your size.
He says I should weigh between 120 and 200. That's a pretty big range.
That's a big range.
I'm like, excuse me?
Hey, Doc, could you narrow that down
Could
a
you
little
narrow it down just a little
bit?
bit more?
Can you give me a doctor's manufactured suggestion
for Janet?
projection for me, please?
I laughed and I told him, I said, could you narrow those down just a little bit more?
But yeah,
Anyway.
like I said, monitor your tires when
Yes.
you get fuel, and the best time to check it is before you go driving.
Yes.
Before,
If it's been sitting, not in the heat, preferably.
but as long as it's been
sitting and not being driven.
because
Or if you're-
the air in the tires will heat up and expand.
And if you're not capable of spending $1 or $3 on a tire gauge and have to drive to the station, go to the one closest to you.
Yeah, exactly.
They're really easy to check. If I can check them with nails, and I've had nails 3 times as long and still been able to check them, you should be able to check them. Don't give me an excuse.
But
But nothing.
no buts about it, mister.
Okay, so, and while we're at it, keep your engine tuned up.
Yes, a properly tuned engine uses less gas.
Yes.
Oil change.
Yes.
Change your filters.
Now they don't change plugs the way they used to. But
No, because nowadays plugs are rated to go.
100,000
Yeah,
miles.
exactly.
But they still have to be checked. They still have
They
to
have-
check them and change them
Yep.
and take care of your
Check
engine.
them, clean them. But using the right filters, changing your filters on a regular basis, getting regular interval oil changes. I think they recommend every 6 months.
For oil change?
Yeah.
No, it's based on mileage.
Is it now just on mileage now?
Well,
I thought it was
if you
6
don't-
months or
or-
XYZ.
I think it's 3 months for XYZ now.
Well, it depends on if you put a lot of miles on it. It's 3 months. If you don't put a lot of miles on it, then it's 6 months.
Maybe
'Cause-
those are the COVID rules.
Who knows?
The COVID rules
Who
are
knows?
18 months and 10 miles.
But by doing that,
Oh, come on. That was funny.
by doing that, you will save on gas,
Yes.
save on the wear and tear of your vehicle.
Ask your mechanic.
Yeah.
Usually when they do an oil
They'll
change,
they'll
they
put a sticker in the window.
and it's going to say this many miles or this many or by
And
this date.
and if you go to the same spot all the time to get your oil changed,
Makes a huge
they
difference.
will know your vehicle.
And they'll say, you know what?
You know what?
3
You don't
months,
drive
you're
that much.
fine. You don't drive a lot. 6 months is good.
Come see me in 6 months.
Or
It's
you-
like the doctor.
Or they'll say you beat the
Janet.
shit out of your car. Come see me in a month.
Janet, you're at 150 pounds. Come see me when you're at 200, or 6 months, whichever comes first.
You meant 120 or 6 months,
Right?
whichever
yes,
comes
yes,
first.
that's what I meant. That's what I
I
meant.
know that's right.
Yeah, that came out wrong.
Go get you and your little
Get
black
you,
dog
my
too.
little dog too.
Wait, that's my dog. Anyway, use the correct motor oil because if you do an
We
at-home
already
oil
talked
change,
we already did that.
no, we didn't.
We talked about oil.
But we didn't say
Oh.
if you do your own oil
Oh, my
change,
bad. Sorry.
make sure you're using the correct product.
Yes,
Wrong oil means your engine's going to work harder and use more fuel.
yes. Usually,
Because I know people that change their own oil in their semis too and RVs. That's
under
my
the
family did.
under the hood of the car, there's usually a suggestion, and sometimes it's printed on the dipstick.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
So you say you like tools. Now, are we talking about normal people like them or Tim the Toolman Taylor like them? Because if you're like the two of us, it is definitely in the Tim the Toolman Taylor's range. I have never been bored when shopping for tools.
So here's what you do: head on over to 18wheeltalk.com/jbtools. It will take you to their site, which will normally give you a discount, a chance in a giveaway, join the rewards club, or something really great like that.
Then start browsing to your heart's delight. Whether you're looking for power tools, hand tools, 25-ton jack stands, or gardening tools, they have got you covered.
So take a few minutes and follow the link, 18wheeltalk.com/jbtools, and jewel over a few tools while you're there.
Don't get me started on dipsticks. She drives a semi. Anyway, my family always changed their own oil in their semis and RVs and everything.
Uh-huh. I have no qualms about it. There is an oil for everything, and there's a recommended oil for that type of vehicle.
From 2 wheels to 18 wheels, and let's not talk about dipsticks.
So,
Okay, next
right.
up.
So, if you have one, I don't even know if they still make manual transmissions, but if you can get a manual transmission,
Did we talk about AC?
did we?
We didn't talk about AC.
Oh, we can go back if you want.
Can we go back?
All right, go back.
Okay, we rewound. So turn off the AC when you can. It doesn't make a huge difference in modern cars, but if you're still driving an older car, like teenagers, you give your teenagers an older car,
Yeah,
it can
because
make
that's
a
all they can
huge
afford.
because that's all they can afford.
Yeah, or like us who has, we got,
Our cars.
we got almost 20-year-old vehicles.
Oh my God!
I know, right? I
never
just
thought
did the
of
math
that.
in my head. You didn't see the smoke coming out of my ears? I was like, what the?
Yeah, I just
holy
realized,
crap.
man, one of ours is what 18 years old.
Yeah,
Wow, I never even thought about that. But when
still
you
gets decent gas.
yeah,
mileage.
it still does really well.
and the AC still works.
Really good. But anyway,
Well,
when you
it's
get
not the
cars that are
greatest, but-
back in like the 1980s
Those
and
are
you used-
antiques.
and you use the AC on it, but there's still some that are 80s and 90s in really good shape, especially down here
Yes.
and in, well, not Florida because of the humidity, but Texas,
anyways.
Arizona, California,
Yeah.
New Mexico.
Europe.
Europe. They're still in good shape, and
No, not
people
Europe. I mean Europe.
people tend to buy them for their kids.
Yep.
And when you do, and they use the AC, your fuel mileage might go from, cars back then, 15 miles a gallon to 10.
Or 8.
Right. And it can make a big difference I don't recommend driving a semi without AC or an RV, but there's some really old RVs out there that are still on the road, and AC makes a huge difference.
I know for the most part, a lot of people, when their car, when they get about a 10-year-old car, they will go and upgrade. Usually. I mean, I know somebody. I know a few people that will do that every 10 years. They'll just go get a new car.
Yeah, my dad always did every 4 years, but I'm just trying to figure out what happened to us.
I don't know.
I don't want to know, but our car's fine.
We take care of our vehicles.
My whole
And
family
there's,
does.
and there's
but-
nothing wrong with it. You know.
Anyway.
And we don't want the car payment.
Yeah, I don't want a car payment. When I
That's-
can pay
and
cash,
that,
I'll be fine.
We can pay for it cash up front.
I'll be
But
fine.
nowadays, everything's so goddamn expensive. Who wants to pay $30,000, $40,000 for a
Patrick.
car that you could have bought 2 years
Wusa.
ago for
Wusa?
15?
Goose fried rice.
Oh,
Okay, drive a
I
manual.
like fried rice.
Okay, fried rice and drive a manual.
Okay, fine.
Now you can talk about driving a manual.
Well, yeah, like I said, if you can get a manual transmission and you know how to drive one,
Which I think they cost more now.
they used to be standard equipment, and it cost more for the automatics.
But,
Now, it's the other way around.
See, when I bought my HHR, a stick was cheaper still. And that was 2008.
Okay.
It was still cheaper then, but shit, that was a long time ago. That
Yeah,
was 14 years ago.
I agree.
I have no idea which is cheaper now because that was the last brand new car I bought.
Yeah, I don't know. But I know that it's hard. Nowadays, they're not even making big rigs, manual anymore. They're making them automatic.
I know. You
You
have to
know?
special order a rig in a standard. So pay attention to your tachometer, which if that's what you're buying as a standard, a stick shift, which shows your engine speed compared to where you're shifting at. Because if you're shifting at the wrong tachometer speed,
Is it tachometer or tachometer?
tachometer's how I've always pronounced it.
Oh,
If you
okay.
want to, but if you're shortening it, it's tach.
Okay. Watch your tach meter.
Watch
buddies.
your tach, your tachometer.
That's that one gauge that just kind of goes every time you step on the gas. It gets up there, and then there's a red line. And
Then
it
when you
gets up there, and it
don't shift it in the red line.
No,
that's
'cause
the
that
whole
way-
point.
that
That's
wastes
where you're
gas.
using a lot of fuel. If you're shifting in the red line, yes, you might be going really, really fast, but then you're using a lot of fuel.
you got
could
the
just
need for
fast.
speed, like Janet does. Then you shift.
I don't know what you're talking about when I ride a motorcycle. Be quiet.
Hey, who said?
Be quiet, peanut gallery.
Shut up back there.
Did you let Zachary out?
No,
Oh, I bet you did.
I did not.
So shift a little bit through your lower gears, get going smoother, more quickly, build your speed up into your higher gears. Especially like I drove an 18 speed. Man, there's a lot of shifting on an 18 speed, but man, it shifted so smoothly.
Yeah, well, if you don't have to start out in first gear, guess what? You don't need to start out in first gear. Start out in third, fourth gear.
I started
In a big rig.
Yeah, I started out in first, but my clutch was when I turned my rig in was brand new.
Oh, they used to look at the trucks that I used to drive and go, do you use the clutch? And I go, yeah, first and reverse.
That's right. First, second, and reverse.
No. When I all right, off the stoplight and when I back up.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the only time I used it.
When I took over a rig that had a bad clutch, the clutch went out in Chicago. I drove it back to Malone, New York,
Uh-huh.
without a clutch.
You
At
can
all.
do it.
It's like
It sucks, but yeah, you can do
you
it.
can do it. It sucks a little, but I did it. It was fine.
Got to do a little grinding
Yeah. So anyway,
sometimes.
so
Anyways.
we talked about this already about managing your speed and using cruise control.
Yes. Yeah.
It really does conserve
Well,
fuel.
it does. People don't think it does, but it does because the computer's going to regulate the speed for you.
Yes.
So it's like when you're going down a hill, the cruise control will.
You froze on my screen.
I did.
Yeah,
Wow.
totally froze.
Well, I'm sorry.
Anyway, there you go again. Turd.
Anyways,
The first
because-
time you did.
because when you're going downhill, the cruise control is going to regulate you at 65 miles an hour. When you're
Well-
going up a hill, it's going to accelerate you to stay at 65 miles an hour.
Well, not just that, but you tend to go with traffic. And like out here when traffic's doing 90 and a 65, if you set your cruise for 70,
You're
which
pretty
is,
good.
You're pretty
You're
good.
pretty good. You'll still get past, but you're still pretty good. But you're not going to be in the left lane.
You're not going to be in the left lane zipping in and out of traffic, which
No.
I have to tell you is really hard to avoid if you're a competitive A-type personality.
What are you
which
trying to
one
say,
of-
Janet?
Which someone in this room might be, but she resists the urge
Uh-huh.
and does very well by setting cruise control,
She's like,
Patrick.
it's like fuel economy. Fuel economy.
Fuel economy. money. So it's like, which is more, my competitive urge or my urge to save money? And I love saving
She
money.
love money.
I like money more than I like racing. Almost.
Uh-huh.
It depends on the day.
Anyways.
It depends on who's passing
we did talk about this in the beginning. Choose the best route.
Yeah, we did. Choose a route with the least amount of stop signs. If you're
Stop
doing
signs, stop lights. If you can make
Well,
a right on red,
do
do it. Bam.
especially stop signs though, because
Yeah.
you can't do a California roll in a car with a cop that's letting you roll past.
No.
On a motorcycle, you can't, but in a car or a semi, they're going to be like, "Oh hell
Wait a
no,
minute.
you ain't getting away with that in a semi or an RV."
Mhm.
Yeah, in a semi, you do a California roll, which is you kind of slow down, look around, and keep going. The cops can be like, "Yeah, that was cute. Here's your ticket."
Yeah, right? Here, pay the fine.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So choose your best route, least amount of stop signs, anticipate your traffic. So I always use I always look at my map. I don't depend on digital maps by any means. I know my city.
You gotta just look at it.
Uh,
And say, all right, I know where they're saying to go, but there's less stop signs if I go this way.
Yeah, but also it's like I know for a fact going into Phoenix in the morning, 10 is going to be busy going into Phoenix. No
Oh,
matter where
yeah.
you're coming from,
Doesn't matter.
into Phoenix is going to be busy.
Coming in from the east or the west. If you're going
Into Phoenix.
the city, it's going to be busy.
So you find an alternate route. If you've got to pass through the city, you find one of the alternate routes around it. If you're
Yeah.
just going around the city, if you don't have to go through it, you don't.
You go around.
Because otherwise you're playing stoplight tag and bumper to bumper waiting to see who crashes into what.
Yeah, right.
Look at your routes. If it's a city you don't know, pull up some sort of map program,
Exactly.
which we do talk about apps and I don't know, down a little bit further, but
They have numerous
apps,
Google it. Google
apps
Maps
that work.
The Apple has a map program. I don't know
Not
what
just
they
that,
call it.
Waze is amazingly good because Waze I think they got bought out by Google, but Waze is input from other drivers
Yeah.
and passengers
It tells you where there's cops,
and
where
accidents
accidents,
and everything.
Yeah, construction.
And Waze, if there's two people in the vehicle, is really good because the passenger can be on Waze finding everything out, and it'll have red lines for stop traffic, and there's a cop up here, and there's
What?
an accident here, and
Shut
everything.
the front door.
Yes. So,
Get the heck out of here.
anyway, so anticipate traffic, use what apps you can, but don't be so dependent on them that you're not capable of getting off a road.
Right. Exactly. All right. What's next?
Fill your gas tank near state lines.
Okay.
Because due to different tax rates, you may save a bundle just by crossing into another state. So you need to know if you're going from, say, Indiana to Illinois. I picked those because I drove them so much growing up and as a driver.
Who had
Who had
less
the
tax?
highest rate? Who had the best tax rates? Where did you fuel up for the best?
Which one?
Indiana.
Okay.
The TA in Indiana had the best rates on I-80, I-90 because
Okay.
they were the same road up there.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know,
That's like planning your route.
yeah, it's
You know,
part
if you
of
know
planning.
that the gas station around the corner from you is 10 cents more expensive than one that's going to be on your route, stop there and fuel up on your way home.
Yeah, and I would stop there knowing that if I was at a halfway point, I could stop and fuel there and spend the night and eat if I needed to and everything else. Or if I was close to my stop, I could take my break there, fuel, eat, shower, and then go sleep at the rail yard where I tended to run over phones.
Which is another story for another time because that would
Yes.
take us an hour for you to tell us that story.
How many phones got ran over in that Chicago rail yard? So anyway, next up I have really mixed feelings about.
Which is?
Consider buying a fuel-efficient car.
Why you got mixed feelings?
Because, several models of affordable non-hybrids can get 40 miles per gallon, but everybody's saying, oh, go buy an electric car, and you know how I feel about those batteries.
I don't say go buy.
No, a lot of people do.
I would, if we're going to say trade up,
Okay.
I would buy a hybrid.
Yes.
I would not go full electric. I would definitely buy a hybrid because you could get better.
Our neighbor in Chandler had the best.
Oh, my God, he did.
He had a hybrid.
He had a hybrid Prius, but he had solar panels.
Solar panels on the roof.
He had his batteries charged every time he braked.
Every time he braked, they charged. All these really good things in it. And the reason I said he had the best of both was if you pay, like I know it was in the news, a guy that went and paid $12,000 for an electric car.
Uh-huh.
Really good deal. It was 2 years old or 3 years old, but something happened.
Yep.
And because he bought it used, the batteries were not under the guarantee warranty.
We're not on a warranty, and it cost twice as much for the batteries.
He had to go replace the batteries, and he paid $16,000 for replacement batteries.
There was something on the news recently. A girl bought an electric car that isn't made anymore.
Yeah,
and the batteries went.
And she paid more for double for the batteries that she did the car.
It cost her almost $20,000.
Not to mention what they're destroying forests in northern Russia and up by the ice caps to make those batteries. It is crazy.
That's why I suggest a hybrid.
Yes, especially if it's one with solar panels.
You can build them that way. You can have them built that way.
I don't know how he did it. I just know
he ordered it that way.
I just know it was a really nice.
I think it was something Toyota had,
and
that
I
was
never big on Toyotas till I saw that car.
Yeah.
And he totally sold me on it.
Oh, God, yeah. Nicest guy. Nicest guy you ever met.
Super nice doctor.
So the next thing on our list is download gas apps.
We talked about that, yeah.
Gas apps will help you find cheap gas in the neighborhood.
Yes.
There's an Upside app. And if you guys go to use the Upside app, put in our code. Put in my code.
Put in his code.
My code is Patrick9582. That's the invite code. That should get you at least 15 cents off your first fill-up.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Driver, if you haven't tried any of Mother Trucker Yoga's products, have we got news for you. The news is you are missing out on some great products that really do work. So, you're probably sore from a long day and just don't know where to even start looking, right?
Well, driver, stop right there. You don't have to wonder anymore. These products were all designed with the professional truck driver in mind. And the Stiff Mother Trucker Pain Relief Cream is 100% natural. As in, all the junk that you don't need on your body is not in it. It is paraben-free, gluten-free, sulfate-free, and artificial dye-free.
Probably made right here in the USA. Road-tested, trucker-approved.
It relieves sore muscles, soothes pain and inflammation from bee stings and insect bites. It calms that back pain from driving those long, hard roads, helps alleviate foot pain, helps reduce wrist pain, elbow pain, and stiffness in the neck and shoulders from poor sleep or overuse.
In other words, if your body is feeling bruised and bumped up from that ever-intensive truck driver life, then Stiff Mother Trucker Pain Relief Cream is the answer to what you are asking. Just ask the crew at A&E Shipping Wars. They will let you know.
So go to 18wheeltalk.com/resources and look for Mother Trucker Yoga to find this and many more great products. Depending on when you do it, sometimes up to 50 cents off the first fill.
It should help you get at least 15 cents off a gallon. Sometimes there's other specials going where you can get more. There was one that was around Earth Day what's it, April 20th?
Yeah.
Well, it's 420. But it was Earth Day, and they were doing $4.20 back on your first fill up.
Yep. I remember that. Per gallon.
This is per gallon.
So imagine, yes, there was
And
a
it'll
cap
help-
on the number. It was like the first 100 gallons, but still,
Yeah.
100 gallons at $4.20 a gallon. Hello.
So this is on gasoline only for
Yeah.
you know, Upside users.
Yes.
It's called Upside. And what it does is that you could use it for gas
They also have
restaurants
groceries and restaurants.
and grocery
And
stores.
they've really added places. There's even a movie theater here that serves food. They're on it, and they're like
and
3
it's
miles
everywhere.
from us.
It's everywhere because
I know.
I have relatives that live in New York, and I've used Get Upside and searched.
Yes.
Well, it used to be called Get Upside. Now it's just Upside.
Now it's Upside.
But I've searched the area for gas stations
Yes.
using the Upside app. And
When I drove to my brother's in St. Louis a few years ago, I used to get Upside on the drive back. We'd stop randomly for fuel, and my brother David and I'd be like, hold on before you fuel up. And I'd be like, okay, got it. And he'd be like, what? And I'm like, oh, it's okay. I put down my debit card, and then, that way I was able to do it. And if he paid cash, I'd like, let me see the receipt. I need to take a picture.
I'm trying to see if I can do this quick.
So while he's looking for something, I just wanted to say, if you're wondering if you accelerate too fast, put a cup of coffee without a lid on your
it's not gonna
dash.
work.
If you spill the coffee, you accelerate and brake too hard.
Yeah, what I was trying to put a text box in so that I can run it across the bottom of the screen.
Oh, I got you.
That'll have the code in it.
Well, you can
But
put
anyways,
the code in the show note links.
Yeah, I'll add it in the description of this episode. I forget what episode number we're on. 55, 56.
6, I think.
But if you are listening and you want to go to Upside, the code is my name, Patrick 9582.
Nice.
And like I said, I will put that in the show notes. And that's we don't get paid to plug them. We use them, and we save a lot of
Really
money.
like 'em.
We save
You
a lot
save
of money. We combined, we've saved over almost $300.
Right around 300 right now.
It adds up.
Yep.
And you can have it. You
And
can
like I said, you can also use it a lot of fast food places, other restaurants, and like I said, some grocery stores.
some grocery stores are starting.
And
to.
the one movie theater
Yep.
just down the road from us has it also.
So it's getting bigger and better. So it's something to check out. What other apps? Gas Buddy.
Gas Buddy is going to show you, and they also have a way to save on Gas Buddy now.
Yep.
And Waze is going to show you fuel
Waze
prices
will show
too.
you fuel prices. In your travels.
Yep.
Just
And if we've got links, we're going to put them in there.
Yeah.
We'll put them in the show
We
notes.
definitely will, because like I said, anything that we can help save you money,
We always put them in our show
we're
notes.
trying to let you know. And if we're an affiliate of a company, it's because we actually use their products.
Yeah.
So we do have a resources page on our website. And
Doesn't cost you anything extra to go to our resources page or buy something through our resources
it
page.
just lets them
It
know
lets
that
them
we
know
sent you.
we sent you.
And,
Yep.
and we get a commission if you purchase something from them. It doesn't cost you anything.
Correct.
It costs the company because we
Well, you
sent
still
you
have
there.
to pay for your products.
Well,
It doesn't cost anything
It
extra.
doesn't cost you guys anything. Yeah. I'm
fiddling with my hair because I have flyaways.
I know. I hate that. Oh my
Don't
God.
you? It's just
It
those
drives
invisible
me
little
insane.
hairs that make it go.
It's like, oh look, a butterfly.
I like butterflies.
Me too. Anyways,
Yes. So I was just going to give a couple tips.
Go for
One
it.
of them was hot cup of coffee on your dash if you think you can, to see how hard you brake and accelerate.
I got
And if
open.
you're-
An open cup.
An open cup. And if you're a chicken lily, put a glass of water. A paper cup of water.
It's like that. What was that movie? Was it Driver's License or something? It had the two Corys in it.
Feldman and
Yeah.
the other one.
Yeah, I want to say it was called Driver. It's something.
Don't remember.
Something Driver.
Um,
But they took their road test and the teacher put a hot cup of coffee on there and he says you spill it you fail.
Oh, I kind of remember.
And they were
that.
like in San Francisco, where there's all
The
these
hills.
big hills, and as long as they didn't spill the coffee, they passed.
Yep.
Didn't matter if they couldn't drive, but don't spill the coffee.
So I just want to say, when you're going over 75, you use about 20% more fuel than when you're going 60.
Okay.
The spike in speed and fuel consumption would cut only 5 minutes off of your travel time on a 25-mile trip.
Okay. That makes sense.
5 minutes is like nothing.
Right.
Coast to decelerate instead of braking. Like, just take your foot off the gas and let yourself ease to stop signs.
Yep. We talked about that.
We talked about. I just trying to do
Yep.
a little couple reminders.
Well, I'm gonna.
Idling will
do a quick recap.
Yep, that's what I'm trying to.
Gotcha. Sorry.
Idling will use like half a gallon of fuel per hour, which that's only $2 to $3. But I'm sorry, it adds up. If you idle every day, when you start your car, when you stop to pick someone up from school or work, when you drop someone off, and all that idling adds up. I know that we added it up one day without ever without ever turning the car off, and all the idling of running errands and, let me just run in the store, don't turn the car off, set the timer. And it was like an hour and a half of idling. I'm sorry, but gas was almost $5 a gallon at the time. I'm like, I could have put that money in my pocket.
Yeah.
You had that times 6-7 days a week.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. It's like I used to go on my lunch break. I used to go out and sit in the car and eat my lunch.
Yes. Idling the
But
car.
But it's 100 degrees out. You want to
have to run the AC.
Got to run the AC to stay cool. I stopped doing it because I was just wasting gas, especially when gas prices rose. I was like, "Yep, no, I can eat inside the AC."
Yeah.
In the building.
And plug your phone in there. You just said I had to give you a square.
I just had to remember to bring the charger.
Yes. Okay, so the next one, people have no clue how much weight is in their vehicle. It's at the bottom of the second page, baby.
Yeah.
Okay. When you take out all that extra stuff, I call it crap, out of your trunk,
Yep.
out of your back seat,
Yeah, if you don't
out
need
of
it,
the
get it out
pockets
of
in
there.
your backseat. I cleaned out my glove boxes, the backs of both seats, and the trunk. And if I waited, I guarantee you I would have had 25 pounds worth of stuff.
Yeah.
That's not a lot, but it adds up.
It's enough.
It's
a
enough.
small percentage, but it's still a percentage
Yeah, when
saved.
you take that 25 pounds and then you say, add on my groceries and the bottled water and everything else. Like, I know people that drive around with cases of bottled water in their trunk because they don't have a spot to put it in their house. Cases? Water weighs what, 8.5 pounds per gallon? Something like that?
Don't know.
I don't have it in my brain right now.
Yeah, no. And then,
Then you add, if you're up north, salt, sand, sports equipment.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, when I was driving Lyft and I was hauling those hockey players and those soccer players and everything around ASU.
That's a lot of
Holy
equipment.
guacamole, the car would go whoom
Yep.
before it would adjust. It was like, wow, that's a lot of weight.
Yep.
But the less it weighs, the less fuel you use. Fuel consumption for a mid-sized car increases by 1% for every 55 pounds of weight it carries.
Yep. That's a mid-sized car.
That's a mid-size, So do the math. 55 pounds. I already told you, I took 25 pounds out easily, and that's without weighing it.
You dropped 25 pounds and didn't have to go to the doctor and find out what's going on.
God. I could tell you about how I lost 200 pounds easily, but that's a whole nother story. It was about 240, but we won't go there. So
Anyway.
Don't forget, how much do all those bicycle racks and the hitches and those toe thingies in the front and all that weigh?
I have no idea, but if you remove those, if you're not using them, you could streamline your vehicle by taking them off. Aerodynamic drag.
Oh, that's got to help.
Can increase fuel consumption by as much as 20% on the highway.
Wow.
So if you don't need it, and I get it. If you're traveling, you got to use your roof rack, makes room inside. I get it. But if you don't need it,
So those
Just
people,
imagine how much fuel you'll save.
so those people that keep their bicycle racks on their roof because they use them once a month
Yeah, or the bike rack on the back of the car.
because they use it.
'Cause
Yeah,
it-
and
yeah.
that thing, those hook up really
I see so many
easy.
people that have them that have like nothing in it. I can
And-
understand if you got the bike on there.
or even if you use it a couple times a week. But I've seen people that have had them for months on end,
With
and I've
nothing on
never
them.
seen anything in them.
Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing.
Um,
Plan ahead.
track your fuel consumption. Track how many, how often do you fuel? How many miles do you go? People don't even know how to do that. Like they say, my car says I'm getting this many miles to the gallon, so I must be. But then I've got a friend that said, well, my car said I'm getting 30 miles a gallon. And I'm like, okay, take your gallons and divide it by your miles, and how many miles per gallon did you actually get?
Right.
And it wasn't. They were getting like 24.
Yeah.
I said, so what's the difference? Well, that's what the car says I'm getting. I'm like, well, you're
Whoa.
obviously not.
Obviously, your car's wrong.
Your car's wrong. It's
Challenge-
lying to you.
Just challenge yourself. Challenge
Yeah.
yourself to refuel as seldom as possible.
Yeah. Less you refuel, the more your monthly costs come down.
Just try it. Try it for a couple of weeks and see. See what you can do.
Yeah,
I dare you.
Listen to traffic reports. Avoid accidents, road construction. I laugh because
Yeah,
poor
especially-
Patrick.
especially here in Arizona.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. I mean, anywhere I go.
365 days of road construction.
Yay. Anyways. But yeah, I dare you to challenge yourself for a couple of weeks, even a month, and just to
See what you can save.
see how much you can save. I know we did that one time. I think we saved, what, 5%?
Yeah.
Just by doing little things.
But now it's a habit.
It does. It
It's
becomes
like
a habit.
couponing.
You
It's a
start
habit
thinking about
for
it,
me.
and you're like, ooh.
Using get or upside. It's a habit.
Oh yeah, we
all
always
those-
check where can we get the cheapest fuel because we're going here, we're going there. We might as well top off the tank. I'm at half a tank. Might as well stop and fill it up.
People don't realize even if you use a grocery store app, you can combine it with upside. You might not get as much back,
but you'll
still get
you'll
something
still get
back
something
more
back.
than likely.
Yeah, you can combine. You can combine.
Yeah, we combine all the time, and it'll say,
I think one time I got a message from Upside that said, "Thank you for using our app. However, you save so much
Yeah.
that we ain't gonna give you nothing."
yeah. But there's other times it'll say,
I mean, if they're gonna give me 10 cents back on a gallon of gas, but I can get 30 cents back from the grocery store, guess what? They're not gonna give me anything.
No, but there's other times when we've got 40 cents back from the grocery store, and Upside still gave us, 4 cents
Right,
back.
at
I'll-
least, at
I'll
least.
take their 4 or 5 cents back.
Of course, because every little bit helps.
Yes.
Every little bit helps.
And then that goes into
there are some credit cards that'll give you a percentage back.
Yes.
And
if you pay those credit cards off every month, it's worth using.
It's definitely worth it.
Yes, that way you're not paying interest charges and like I know a lot of people do, late fees. Not us.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like I said, there's lots of things you could do to save,
Yes.
and we're just trying to give you our opinions and tell you some of the things that we do to try to help you save.
And we
Because-
hope it's been helpful.
Because, like I said, you can't do a California roll to
In a
save
semi
on
or
save on
RV.
fuel or brakes because it ain't gonna work.
Not in anything big.
Not in most states, anyways. I mean, late at night you might get away with it, but
On a motorcycle, yes.
Not
Not at a red light, though. A stop sign, yes.
But anyways, we will post these tips on our website at 18wheeltalk.com/E for episode 56. I believe that's
I
gonna be
believe
this
so. I
episode.
believe we're on 56 already.
And we also have an episode library tab. So if you hit the episode library tab, if this episode is there, it'll be the very first one you see on the tab.
That's right.
So anything else you want to add?
No, but thanks for joining us.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We love doing this stuff when we come up with little things that we can help our truckers and travelers save a little bit of money,
Oh, I know what I wanted
keep your
to add.
pockets lined. What's
3
that?
years.
Oh, this
Have we mentioned that we're at 3 years?
We're at 3 years.
We're at 3 years. Did you know that?
What's at 3 years?
Our podcast show is 3 years old.
I was like, wow, we're only at 3 years. We've
We're
only
a
been together
3-year-old.
3 years.
We're a 3-year-old, honey. Between us, we have a 3-year-old's brain.
Speak for yourself.
You're right. I've got the 3-year-old. You're below that.
Wait a minute.
You resemble that remark.
I don't resemble that. That was just mean.
No, you
Mean,
don't.
mean, 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 mean.
But I cook for you, so it's okay.
So, anyways,
Yes.
we hope you enjoyed this episode. Like I said, we'll put these tips in the description.
Any links we have that are helpful will go in the description.
Yep.
And along
I'll put that invite code for Upside on there, so that way, if you guys are looking for it, just go to the.
Yeah, it's really helpful and it's really easy to use. I mean, it doesn't take
Like I said, by
30 seconds, maybe
by
extra.
by you using my code, you're going to save money.
Yes.
And then in turn, I save money.
And then when you
give your friends your code,
you save
they
money.
save money, and then you save money.
Yes.
It's a big scheme for everybody to save money.
It's just a saving money scheme.
It is.
Yes.
But who doesn't want to save money?
That's right.
I mean,
Sign me up. I like money.
every little bit helps. I'm sorry. It's
In
like
today's economy,
I
every
usually
bit
see a nickel on the ground, I pick it up.
I see a penny on the ground. I pick it up.
You know. So, but anyways,
And if the penny's face down, they say,
kick it.
I kick it, flip it over, then I pick it up.
Kick it.
I'll kick it till its head's up. Then I pick it up because then it's good luck.
Anyways,
Yeah.
we appreciate y'all joining us today. Remember, we're here to help truckers and travelers in their pursuit of a healthier, happier way of life behind the wheel. I like the way that
Yeah.
rolls off her tongue.
Just rolls off the tongue.
Rolls
We hope
off.
we were helpful today.
We hope you enjoyed some of these gas-saving tips.
Fuel saving tips
That too. And
the humor.
And the humor. We hope you enjoy the show. Be sure to
Sign up.
sign up.
If you aren't already, sign up.
Sign up for what?
Our newsletter, our podcast notifications. You can.
Are you signed up?
I am. Are you?
I don't know. Are you writing a newsletter?
I'm working on it.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But do you know what else they can sign up for?
What?
They can ring our bell. They can ring our bell.
I think she wants you to go to YouTube
Yes.
and subscribe to our channel
Yes.
on YouTube.
And ring the bell while you're there.
What?
Yes.
She wants you to go to YouTube.
Please.
Subscribe to our channel.
Subscribble.
Hit that like button.
And
ring the bell.
you can ring our bell.
Make her happy.
You can ring our bell. Ding dong. He's a ding dong.
You had to go there?
I always do. Come on. You knew
Oh,
that
my
was coming.
God. Hey, we want to hear your story, by the way.
Yes, please.
If you got a story on a vacation that went wrong,
All right.
or even a vacation that went right, if it's a traveling story, we want to hear your story.
Please and thank you.
Email us at patrick@18wheeltalk.com,
.com.
and we want to have you on our show. We have a platform.
Do you have a story to tell?
We want you to come on and tell us your story.
Talk to us.
So
You can sing with me.
email us at patrick@18wheeltalk.com.
Yes.
And like I said, in the subject, put story, guest, whatever you want. And it could be a 15-minute story. It could be an hour-long story. It doesn't matter to us.
Sounds good to me.
Because if you got a 15-minute story, somebody else has a 15-minute story, and somebody else, guess what? We'll make a podcast out of it.
That's right.
I will string 3 15-minute stories together.
Sounds good to me.
Anyways, we thank you for joining us and
We
all
were
your
falling
support.
apart without you.
No, we weren't. Don't say that. We're not going to fall apart without them.
Sorry.
We love everybody.
Yes, of course we do.
Enjoy your day.
Bye.
We'll see you next time.
Okay, bye.
18 Wheel Talk. Thank you for joining us today. We greatly appreciate it. Be sure to stop by 18wheeltalk.com and check out all the affiliates mentioned in the program today. Remember, we're here coaching generations of drivers while guiding them on their path to success. We'll catch you on the flip side.
Spark the revolution.
So tell me, do you have one of those change buckets in your vehicle for fancy cafes?
Yeah.
And are you looking for a way to help support the show and just don't know how?
Well, we have great news for you. It is super easy, and you can do it for as little as $3 a month. Yes, that's right, $3 a month. That means for the cost of a cup of coffee, you could support the show for a month. And if you order one of those foo-foo frappy thingamabobs with all those flavors and whipped cream and sprinkles on top, you could support the show for about 6 months.
Isn't that amazing? Saving you calories from that frappy thingamabob with all those flavors and whipped cream and sprinkled things on top, and help out the show. What's not to like about that?
So to do so, just go to 18wheeltalk.com/support, and you will see just how easy it is to support the show. And don't forget to pick out your fan emoji while you're there. That's 18wheeltalk.com/support.